Yo, what's going on YouTube? Okay, so everybody knows what Kanye West did a couple of weeks ago. The football player from Oregon University. His name was LeGarrette something. I don't know if that was his last name or his first name. Pretty much what he did, for those who don't know, at the end of a football game, it was the season opener, nationally televised on ESPN. The game was over, and a white football player from the opposing team kind of taunted him and tapped him on the shoulder, and he pretty much punched him. And on his way back to the locker room, some fans were taunting him, and if it wasn't for, I believe it was some of his teammates or coaches holding him back, he would have definitely went into the crowd and punched the shit out of some of the fans in the crowd. I'm sure you guys can see the highlights. Serena Williams had her blow up a couple of days ago, where she went off on a line judge. What else? Some of you guys mentioned the whole Kanye West, Lauren London baby thing and the whole Mia Campbell thing. So it really hasn't been a good look for black celebrities and athletes over the past 2 or 3 weeks. I think we can all agree. Factor in, the feelings about Obama and the whole healthcare thing and how it's slowly starting to bring out the true colors of a lot of white Americans. So, the last month or so, it's really, if you've been paying attention to the media, you can't help but kind of feel like, man, I don't like the way things are going. And I'll say this. The media will always highlight black athletes and entertainers, simply because they always want to paint a certain portrait of black people. Okay? But what we don't understand is that we are playing into their hands. Why? They know that we look at our athletes and entertainers and we expect them to be our political leaders, our cultural leaders, and just the stars of our community. They know that. They know that we overvalue them, as opposed to white America, which marginalizes their celebrity athlete class. So whether it's Hugh Hefner, it doesn't matter, right? Hugh Hefner is purely for Playboy. They don't care about what Hugh Hefner has to say politically or what he has to say culturally. He's nothing more than an entertainer. Same thing with their athletes. So it doesn't matter, what any stellar athlete does, or even what somebody like Paris Hilton will do. It really doesn't matter, because it's locked away in that room. It's a sideshow. When we want to get entertained, we'll go look at those people. But when we're dealing with politics and we're dealing with our culture, we try to do the best we can to separate ourselves, because those people aren't fit to lead, nor do they want to lead, because they've never really asked to do so. But we haven't understood this, right? We have this. I understand that back in the day, right, our athletes and entertainers were, quite frankly, some of our political and cultural leaders and activists. I understand that. But the world we live in now, right, they don't serve that position anymore. But we're still caught up on this whole idea that our athletes and entertainers have to be on their best behavior. I'm going to put it to you like this. And I know some of you guys aren't going to agree, but they're always going to do what they have to do. Okay, athletes and entertainers have always been acting up. The only reason why we know about what's going on now is that the media now understands how to properly use it. Case in point, if you're, an early 90s, late 80s basketball fan, the Magic Johnsons, the Charles Barkleys, the Jordans, all those guys have their past. So you just can't look at Kobe. All those guys have their story. It just wasn't talked about. Okay? Right? All your Eddie Murphys and all these famous actors that we all grew up with as children, all these men have their shaky past as well. Like I said before, the media wasn't necessarily exploiting it in the way it does today. And what I'm trying to say is, athletes and entertainers were acting up in the past, right? They're doing so currently, and they will continue to do so in the future. There's nothing you can do about it. And we don't control the media, so the white media will always be the first ones there to talk about what they're doing. There will always be a camera. So what we can understand And what we can do is understand that we have to marginalize this group. I've been saying this for years now. We are struggling because we expect people to lead who quite frankly don't want to lead. They have no desire to lead. They just want to play their sport or, sing their songs and rap their raps. It is what it is. Right? They didn't sign up to be political leaders. They didn't ask to be one. Now, whether or not they should is a different story, but they never said that's what they want to do. You can't force somebody to be the leader. Okay, you can't force somebody to say that, you have to be the example that we all have to follow. It doesn't work that way. Really, it doesn't work that way. It's unfortunate, but it doesn't. Because if you took away, their ability to act or sing or do whatever they did, they'd be regular people. They still wouldn't try to be leaders. They wouldn't try to be leaders. They wouldn't try to be political figureheads or, this, that, and the third. They just wouldn't. Okay, I understand that we are missing leadership. We are missing examples that we can follow. I completely understand it. But you have to understand that it can't come from those people. Okay, they're being paid. White America isn't going to pay our athletes and entertainers, right? Unless they're willing to fit the role that they want them to play. Okay? No one's going to pay Jay-Z or Kanye West or whoever to pretty much be this productive, self-conscious, politically correct rapper. Why? Because they're going to challenge the status quo. Okay? The black athletes and entertainers are nothing more than tools to sustain the status quo. They're not paid by black dollars, they're paid by white dollars. It is what it is. So Kanye West, he's just acting according to plan. White people aren't upset. That's what they want him to do. And they're laughing because we know we're going to get upset because we feel like people like Kanye West need to be our leaders. The same guy that's already talking about the college dropout and, has a whole CD mocking those who went to college, right? It's the same person we're getting upset at because he acted like a fool. What do you expect? I'm not shocked. I'm just glad other people got to see what a lot of us have been talking about for years about Kanye West. At the end of the day, he makes great music, but that's it. And that's what you guys have to understand. You guys have to understand that you have to marginalize these rappers and these entertainers. I don't care, to be real. I love, the NBA. I love the NFL. I don't care about what they do off the court. I don't care about what Kobe Bryant does when he's not on the court, because all I know is he plays basketball. Because I don't expect him to be some leader. I don't expect to hold him to any sort of standard that I'm not going to hold myself to. It is what it is. I don't care about what Jay-Z does off the record. All I do is listen to the music he puts out. Pure and simple. Because I don't expect him to do anything else for me. Because he's never said he wanted to begin with. And the people that pay him aren't going to necessarily support the whole idea that he's challenging their status quo. So, once again, I understand what's going on, and I truly do understand why people are upset. But this has to let people know that a change has to come, and it's not changing the athletes and entertainers. It's changing your view on them. It's changing it's changing your viewpoint on what you think they should do. You have to marginalize them. It's unfortunate, but Lil Wayne should be nothing more than a rapper to you. Just like Hugh Hefner is nothing more than, a high quality pimp to white people. Pure and simple. They get their thrills, they get their kicks, and they move on with their lives. It is what it is. So you guys take it easy. Tell me how you feel. Once again, God bless.